truly fascinating piece of human theatre here on the Whatever podcast. This is probably what you would call brain rot, red pill. I enjoy it from time to time. I hadn't watched it in a couple of years. Still going. Old Brian here. If you're a lefty, he's a manosphere, godfather of incels, piece of shit. If you're a righty, he's standing up against feminism and he's doing a good job and putting them in their place, but that's just generalizations. This episode was fascinating, though. This panel, I already see, like, in the comments on YouTube, a lot of people like, this is one of your shittiest episodes ever. And it was pretty flat. But there was some key dynamics playing out here. This one here, Chair 1, she's agreeing everything. Yep, fuck feminism, fuck it. Everything Brian says I agree with. Good point, B-Rye. Good on you, mate. I'm your best mate. Then at the end of the podcast, some shit kicks up. And this fella here, he doesn't just lose his cool. He goes nuts, mate. He gets very emotional. Out of the whole 10 hours of this podcast, the only person who yells in this episode is this guy. And it's actually, you know, there's some good things to say about Brian as a host and some negative. He's just a fucking guy. So hopefully no one's too upset that people can cop some criticisms. I'll say some positives. He's a fucking good host. He can do 10-hour podcasts with multiple people all at the same time. He does run a tight ship. He gets a bit pissy sometimes, but he's generally good at what he does. He sticks to his format. He knows his strengths, and he plays to them. But, man, this one here, this was his... Sometimes he gets, oh, I'm going to have a little flirt. That was this one here, Chair 2. She was the one giving out the raunchy, funny stories. They were talking about a lot of sucking dick and sex positions and that. It was quite funny. I thought it was amusing. Chair 3. This one was a weird one. This old, I don't want to sound too nasty, but, you know, old Butchie over here. She was kind of weirdly agreeing with him and everything too. I have me doubts about those agreements. Chair 4, this cross-eyed looking lady here, she's like Latina. She was a bit of an airhead throughout the whole thing. A little bit of a fucking innocent sweetie though. Delirious fucking, oh sorry, former stripper fucking, how dare she, rah 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 rah. Look, mate. People get lost in life, you know. She could be down bad. Who fucking knows, eh, boys? Her degenerate behaviour, it comes from somewhere, but hey, who isn't a degenerate? This one here, the Crimson Queen here, I've never seen this before on the podcast. She is intersex. Now, I'm probably going to fuck all this up, but I think she's got the chromosomes of a chick, but she had a dick. And then she got all the surgery, so she got that bad boy down here turned inside out into a hole. And look, she was a fucking dolls. The whole episode kept herself composed. Good on her. There are some things where you see her next to the other girls and you're like, fuck me. She's a fucking giant, this one. This one here, Chair, what are we up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chair 6. This was his adversary for the podcast. There's always one. Chair 6, she's a non-denominational Christian. You fucking Americans and your non-denominational Christians. We'll get to that in a sec. This is a 45-year-old virgin Mormon. And, man, she can just yap all day. Weird stuff. This is another non-denominational Christian, also a virgin. She's got some crazy beliefs. And when I say crazy, if you're an atheist, you of course they're Christian. No, even for a Christian, she says some wacky shit. She reckons that she's seen the dead walk, as you do, that God can like literally heal severed limbs and shit like this. And I'm not talking about Jesus. I'm talking about now. And the Black Queen here, actually, she might be the most composed of the whole pod. It's either this one or this one. But she's another non-denominational Christian. She was very fair, balanced, sweetheart, very lovely. Anyway, the main story of this podcast, right, is they're having an argument. These two here are talking about the Bible and how great Jesus is and everything, and God bless yous. Good on yous. I envy you Christians and all your different denominations. I really do. But they were talking about some really weird theology about women being priests and stuff, or clergy, any sort of clergy, which is, if you're Orthodox, no. If you're Catholic, no. Even if you're LDS, no. Good on the LDS, even they've got some apostolic claims. Very weird ones. Not anything to do with like Orthodox and Catholic levels, but they were talking some wild shit. Wild shit, peace, love, and all that stuff. This one gets asked if she has any disagreements with the podcast, and she goes, oh, you know, it's like manosphere adjacent. It reminds me of Andrew Tate and that. Brian starts getting on the defense, and he gets heated. And when he gets heated, this one chucks a sickie. She fakes a sickie, goes off to the toilet, and she gets really emotional. And at first, while I was watching it, I'm kicking back going, oh, you manipulative little fucking bitch. Can't handle the heat, so blah, 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 and you bet your bottom dollar all the fuckheads in the chat are going nuts. Fucking that'd be right, you stupid cunt. This is why women need to be chained. Anyway, it was frustrating. It was like, fuck me dead. Look at how this game plays out, eh? She comes back. The banter continues. This one leaves. Old Mormon. She leaves. Banter continues. This one here, the Crimson Queen ends up pissing off. And they were doing the usual, you know, asking her like, oh, if you... there she is. See, look at this height difference. Come on. And there, Brian's hitting her up with the questions you'd ask any sort of trans or intersex person, like, because she's married, she's got a husband. And he's going, does that mean your husband's fucking gay? And I did laugh at just the casting in that, because, look, I've always been of the belief that your biology overrides your preference or your developed philosophical disposition. It's a classic trick. Everyone does it on the job site with each other at some point. And to me, it's a cliche, dumb trick, and everyone hates it when it happens. But it does demonstrate a proof to me. So, sorry, lads. This is the science. You pull up a chick of you pull up a photo of a chick, and you go, have a look at her. Straight away, the boys are going, fuck me sideways. Is that the hottest chick I've ever seen in my life? And you go and you know, swim across the fucking, you know, you'd swim across a river full of shit with your mouth open just to get to her, right? Yep. Well, guess what? It's a bloke. You do the old trans trickery on them, and then they're like, ah, you fucking cunt. Well, now that I know that, I wouldn't. It's like, but it's not your mind that activates. It was your cock, wasn't it? You were going, I'd fuck her. So I thought it was funny because what do we got? Boys, just a little brain teaser, and then we'll move on to the controversy. This or this? And you don't get to add any, but stipulations. No. This or this. What a fucking world. Look, she's hating it. This one here, She doesn't know what the fuck's going on. This one, sneaky, sneaky. All right, back to it. Where's a shot of all you fucking ladies? Let's go back. That looks like all of them. Oh, we're missing. Pretend she's still there. Doesn't matter. Anyway, Brian's doing the flirting thing with her. He's going, oh, yeah, well, if I was married with you, he's having fun. And he tries to, it's quite of a dead room. And Brian hits the Christians up with this joke. And he goes, do you have a celebrity crush? No. Oh, well, you're a virgin. Can you at least divulge, what'd get you going? She's like, no one. And then he goes, would you fuck Jesus? What if Jesus came down and said, would you fuck me? Straight away the room changes. These ladies here, they're not having a fucking bar of that question. And guess what? Neither's this chick over here. And she's been Brian's favourite. Well, probably this one. But these two have been the favourite. And she's a Christian, this one. So she gets upset. A little miff. She handles it well. She goes, that's a really weird question. Maybe don't say that. And then he immediately gets so salty and pissy. And the way he handles it was really disappointing stuff. It can happen when you're in the heat of a confrontation, like the reactive shit that your brain will go to start defending and protecting, when really if you could just have a breather, you would stop saying and looking like an absolute pitiful, sorry piece of garbage. It sounds like I'm being harsh on him. He comes out the other side of it. I'd say he breaks even at the end, because I was pretty ropeable myself watching it. But this one, who's been had a bit of animosity with these girls at the start, but because they're Christians, they're on the same team now that he made the Jesus joke. And she goes, that's fucking weird. And he was counting on her like, oh, you're not laughing at me joke. Why are you giving me that shitty look? And then he goes, well, you know what? That thing you told me to keep a fucking secret, I'm telling everyone. This bitch has got an OnlyFans. You're not going to fucking sit here and tell me hypocritical Christians pearl clutching this. Yelling. No one else is yelling. Everyone's kind of mystified at how upset he's getting. So he had told her beforehand that he was going to keep that little secret, but now that she said that's weird, that's literally all she said, that's weird, that joke, not a good joke, now he's telling her. Now, obviously, this podcast, bitches would be doing OnlyFans all over the shop, so it shouldn't matter. It's the violation of the pact that was pathetic here, and his rationale. Hypocritical Christians, that's why I'm revealing it now. You're going against your own religion. And while I'm at it, you bitches are fucked in the head too. It's a fucking joke. And then he goes back to this one here who was whinging earlier after a little cry trick, and he goes, what are you going to do, cry again? You accused my podcast of endorsing SA and all this shit. Not true. She admitted earlier she'd only known the podcast from a few clips, and that she was wrong, and that she'd only formed those opinions from those clips. He's dredging it up 6 hours later, yelling, squealing. She's crying, only this time she's not faking a sickie. She's like genuinely upset. So he went from the good guy and she went from the bad guy, and now he's the bad guy, and she's doing quite well. And it was just such a fascinating dynamic. And I was getting real pissed off because I know a lot of people are stuck in the culture war, and God bless, good luck with that. I feel bad for all you cunts who are like balls deep, you have a side, you're not allowed to fucking have your own thoughts. Everything your favourite guy says is right, or every fucking second of it. But what the craziest fucking thing ends up happening, so he's screaming, he's going off about Christians. It's like, psst, mate, most of your audience are Christians, by the way. And These two end up talking him down. She apologizes again for something now she's in the clear for and didn't do. And this one says, let's try to mend the bridge before this ends. I don't want it to end with all this animosity. They coach red-faced, huffing and puffing, refuse to make eye contact with anyone. They talk him back off the ledge and both apologize and say how much they respect him and love him and retract anything. It was fucking crazy to watch. Now, Brian does make a comeback because I was fuming. I was going, I know like a lot of guys, yeah, that's right, you talk to him like that. It's like, mate, this cunt's closer to 40. These are girls. Bunch of girls. And remember, they're all fucking stupid in your worldview, right? They're all naive and need to be educated. But part of maturity, education, and conducting yourself as a fucking man, and that is not losing your cool, having a sopping hissy fit, which he did. So he made his comeback. He acknowledged how deeply offensive that would be to Christians, and it works in his favour for multiple ways. Most of your audience is Christian. He's very sympathetic to Christianity himself. So I do respect that. The only thought I did have is like, mate, just think next time. Like, you got your mate Andrew Wilson, Orthodox Christian. You're not going to ask him if he'd suck Jesus' dick, would ya? Would ya? No. But different rules, isn't it? The only final little bit of criticism I'll have is he kept saying, I would apologise for. An apology is the word sorry, not the hypothetical, I would apologise. But that is his way. So I think he did a good job of, and he lightened the mood up again. He got everyone laughing again, except this one. This one was bent out of shape for the rest of the thing. And it was kind of a little lesson here for this one, because she was being a little uppity bitch to everyone, muttering under her breath, siding with everything Brian said, and it was like a lesson, like, be careful. Be careful who you're siding with the information they've got and what you're really about to, you little liar. So these girls defended her as well. So as much as everyone can cop some criticism here, and this one here, old fucking alt Butch over here, she was siding with him too. This one here was saying, oh, being a woman is being submissive to your husband. This is the funny thing about this podcast. Do you really think anyone believe... Guys, do you believe she submits to her husband? She's an atheist. Look at her. I don't think so. I think the old fucking Crimson Queen over here's got a better chance of submitting to the hubby than this one. Which is just, oh, it's fucking sacrilege, isn't it? So, interesting. But Brian didn't want to talk to you because look at you. This is offensive. It's offensive and it's an upsetting thing to say. But that's the way I read the dynamic anyway. So, yeah, the real... Where's another fucking shot of these? See, there you go. There's MVP, the Black Queen here. Just really sweet, thoughtful, kind of soft throughout the whole thing. This lady, crazy. You're crazy. No, you haven't witnessed the dead rise, but I ended up respecting her hustle. Absentee Mormon lady here, you know, you were weird. You wouldn't shut the fuck up, but good on ya. Respect to the LDS Church. You, bloody hell, we went on a journey with you, didn't we? I didn't like ya for half the podcast, and then I thought, you know what? Whether you're a scatterbrain or not, all the shit you're talking about with Jesus and that, I know you believe it. I see your heart, so well done. you. I'll give Brian credit here too. For all the people that bash him because he's a fucking bigot and everything, this lass here, the one that used to have a dick, he was seamlessly just talking to her like she was just a normal girl. He was even joking about her designer pussy, and she was loving it. And much like the Black Queen here, the Crimson Queen was the other MVP of being classy and shit. This one, you're a weirdo. Not in a bad way. You're fucking strange as fuck, though. And, yeah, good on ya. This bitch here, she was actually quite funny. For kind of like a looser kind of gal. Very funny. You know, I know you're pretty. And everyone in the chat, there was some major simping going on for her. But that's what happens when an aesthetically and symmetrically pleasing face appears before you. You start going, oh, change me worldview briefly here. You were a cautionary tale. I didn't like, I don't know, it might just be a grudge against me. I just think this look is repulsive. You might be the nicest bitch in the world, to be honest. Oh, and she also, now that Brian was screaming at this one here, she found shelter in it and was like, that's why I can't stand you fucking Christians. It's like, oi, I'm not a Christian, but I get so defensive when Christianity gets attacked. I can't quite explain it, but I was thinking, oi, piggy, stop. But she was almost like a weird alt pick-me sort of situation. Strangest dynamic ever. I did want to play and walk through it all, but I thought it's so long and it's such a mild non-story that I've decided to talk about that if you want to watch it, it's episode 305. It came out like yesterday on the Whatever podcast. Very fascinating shit. So there's no big moral lesson here, nothing even funny per se. I've just been locked in for 10 hours listening to this shit. So I don't know, I'll probably go another year without watching this show for now. Anyway, that's it. Later.